Hey guys, we are back for yet another reaction video, and I think I'm big again. I hope I'm big again. And we have a bit of we're going to be doing something a little different today. You may have seen, I've got like this box on my lap here. Yeah. Kind of a big box. That sounds dirty. A big box on my lap. And so what I'm going to be doing is this inside of this box, it has a bunch of like, what are those called? Trophies. And I also have some track and field ribbons, and I have some plaques. So this is basically my sports accomplishment box. So I mentioned this before. I was a very active kid. I did a lot of sports when I was younger, and I guess I've kept pretty much all of it. I think some stuff might be missing. I may not have received something for certain championships we won. I don't know, but I do have a bunch of stuff here, and I'm just basically gonna sort of show it to the camera and try and say something interesting about it. So I didn't realize how big this box was. I just brought it out. I keep it in like in the back room there in a closet. And I haven't gone through this box, and over the last, I don't even know how many years, it's just something I kept. I don't go through them and sort of reminisce, but I have gone in the box occasionally, specifically for this thing right here. We will go through this as well, but I'm going to do that last. I didn't realize how big it was and how heavy it was. So I'm just going to throw this. Ooh, that was loud. Put that over there. So I want to do my ribbons first. I guess, yeah, I want to do my ribbons first. That might be tricky. Yeah, I guess I'll do my trophies first. So most of the trophies are for soccer. Now, I was not that interested in soccer, probably because I wasn't that good at soccer. I also had to quit soccer because, I've got grass allergies and ragweed allergies. So it got to the point where I couldn't play soccer anymore because I was sneezing all the time. And, one thing, when I was a kid, I was very active, and I would play like baseball, a whole bunch of sports outside, and there'd be a lot of grass there. And whenever I would sort of fall in the grass, or just sit in the grass, or, for whatever reason, you would end up making contact, your skin would make contact with the grass. My skin would always get red, and it'd be really itchy. And I never knew why. I just assumed that's what happened when you sat in grass, or when your skin made contact with grass. Honestly, I don't know. This probably makes me sound like a real idiot, but I didn't realize until maybe 10 years ago that, oh, wait a minute, I have grass allergies. Maybe that's why my skin was getting all red and itchy, because I'm allergic to it. I didn't realize until I started looking on the weather on the weather website, the weather forecast website, and it has a pollen forecast. And I was able to figure out that when my sneezing gets really bad and all my allergy symptoms, it was when true grasses were at the top of the list. Every single year, that's what was happening. And so then that's how I realized, oh, I'm allergic to grass. And also it would happen, so grass is during like June, the month of June. That's when it's really bad for me. And then I also have ragweed allergies, which is in second half of August and first half of September. And so those two periods, my allergies would really act up. Anyway, this is CYS U10 League Champions. Oh, I didn't realize I won a soccer championship. 1992. So I would have been 9 years old. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know if you could read the plaque. Okay. I didn't really like soccer that much. Whenever I wanted to be good at it. But I wasn't very good at it. And sometimes when I kicked the ball, I'd hurt my toe, and But, you know, it's something all kids do. It's a great way to stay active, that's for sure. So this is CYS U10 playoff champions. What? So this one is league champions, and this is playoff champions. Okay, so I guess we won the playoffs as well. So there was this one year wait a minute. Oh, yeah, they're both 1992. So there was this one year, I mentioned it in a couple of my recent videos, I went to Saginaw, Michigan for some sort of soccer tournament. I wonder if it was this year because we did really well. Little soccer player. I don't know if you can read the plaque or not. This is very awkward. Moving around in. I'll do all the soccer ones first. What? CYS U10 playoff champions. Do I literally have two of the exact same trophies? U10 playoff champions, U10 playoff champions, both 1992. Huh. So I wonder if we got two because we won like the championship game. I don't know. I mean, I was 9 years old. It's literally the exact same as the previous trophy. Okay, that may be... No, we still have more soccer. Here's another soccer one. Cambridge Youth Soccer Participant. Ooh, so that's a participant trophy. So that's a bad one. 1993, so I would have been 10 years old. Yeah, so Cambridge, Ontario, that was a very beautiful place where I lived. I lived in the Galt section of the city. It's got like 3 sections, Galt, Hespeler, and Preston. The Galt section is the oldest section, and it's so pretty there. Lots of, you know, really tall trees and stuff. I haven't been back there since I moved away in 1995. I haven't been there since 1995. I would love to go back there. Occasionally I go on Google Earth and I sort of like reminisce to myself about how I used to walk to school and, you know, that sort of stuff. And it just brings back so much nostalgia. Actually, one of my new reaction videos, it's going to feature me going through Google Earth. I'm sort of retracing my steps in my old places that I used to live. So there's my participant trophy. And yes, there you go. So that's it for soccer, I believe. So I still have a couple more trophies. Holy shit, this is Lucan Tykes. 88, 89. 88, I would have been 5 years old. So that must have been, it may have even been my first year of hockey, playing hockey. Wow. It's just a little trophy and I still have it. I don't know if you can read the plaque. It might be blocked. The light might be blocking it. What's that? The glare. Yeah, might not be able to read it because of the glare. I don't know. I'm gonna look. If I'm gonna rewatch this video, I'm not gonna be putting it in the right place. I'm gonna look like an idiot. I mean, there's really no reason. I'm just gonna leave this open. Yeah, I mean, I'd be stupid not to. Okay, the problem I'm having is I want this to appear. So I'm gonna have to resize this screen here. There. Okay, that should be good. Running out of space down by my feet there. Okay, so this is the last one. This is Cambridge House League. Lucan, Ontario, by the way, is a very, very small city in, it's not even a city, it's a village. outside of London, Ontario, where I was born. It did have a hockey rink. It was, the team name, I forget what it was called, but it had to do with like clovers. So our color scheme was green. So this has my name on it. It says Cambridge House League Major Novice Finalists, 1991 to 92. Major Novice House League. So this was before I started playing travel hockey. That's kind of interesting, I guess. I was not very good at hockey in the beginning. I was a good skater. I could skate. I was a good shooter. Actually, back in those days in Cambridge, I used to, like after school, I would just do slap shots against the garage door over and over and over and over and over. I absolutely destroyed the garage door outside, but it did help my shot tremendously. So once I finally made a travel team, I had a very good shot. So that was good. Yeah, Cambridge House League. Okay, so let's see if we can. So there is the trophy, and let's see if we can get the. It's hard to. It's hard to see it. It's hard to see it. All right, so what else should we do? We'll do a plaque. Okay, this says Rayside Balfour Tigers, RBMHA. I don't know what the hell that says. Major Tournament 1997. Ooh, Loeb MVP, Major Bantam. I guess that this was an MVP award. So I guess I was the most valuable player in this tournament. This was a hockey tournament. Rayside Balfour is a town outside of Sudbury, Ontario. I moved to Sudbury, Ontario in 1995. So this would have been our second year. I'm assuming our second year. Yeah, definitely our second year in Sudbury. There you go. Yeah, here's another old one. So this says Oktoberfest Kitchener-Waterloo Adam Hockey Tournament. So it doesn't have a date on it. However, if this was Adam, I could figure it out. So I'm trying to think of the different levels of hockey. So I think it starts out as like Tykes, and then it's Adam. So there's two years per level. So it's Tykes, I think. Tykes, and then Adam, and then Pee-wee, I think, and then Midget. And I don't know what's after that. This is when I lived in Cambridge, Ontario. I didn't realize how many plaques I have. Oh, this is a good one. So this is Algonquin Road Public School Athlete of the Year, male. I identified as male back then. I still identify as male. Chris Balch, that is my name, 1995 to 1996. So I moved to Sudbury in 1995, and I was in grade 8. And I guess I did enough sports, well enough. Yeah, I was on various sporting teams. Yeah, for that school, I remember I was on the volleyball team. I may have been on the basketball team. I don't think I was that great at basketball, but I was on the team. Volleyball, I was good at volleyball, even though I wasn't very tall. It was still in that, I was still able to just perform very well due to my athleticism. So I didn't have to, I wasn't held back by my lack of height. I mean, I wasn't extremely short, but I wasn't super tall. I wasn't tall at all. I mean, right now I'm 5'8". So, but I remember we went for volleyball, at least, we had this one tournament, and it was so loud in the gym there because we were absolutely kicking ass. We were getting so many points in a row. We were yelling. I remember my voice was hoarse. I had lost my voice because we were all yelling so much, yelling in a good way. I got a lot of aces in my serves. Yeah, so I was a spiker, a striker, whatever you want to call it. And I had a good serve as well. And our team was really good. And I also did track and field. I did very well in the track and field. I did the 1,500 meters that year. Oh, well, I did a whole bunch of races, actually. I won a lot of them. And 1,500 meter I won. And I absolutely destroyed everyone. Not just at the school, but after you do the school track meet, you go to the city track meet, and I also destroyed everyone there as well. And I set a record for the grade 8 1,500 meter. Unfortunately, there's no record of it on the internet. I did search, but they said that over the loudspeaker after I finished my race. I remember by that time, so this would have been towards the end of the school year, for hockey. We were doing a lot of working out, so I had a really nice body. I was ripped, but not huge muscles. I was lean, but I was very defined. It's like the best I ever looked back in those days. I was super hot. At least my body was. I was probably a butterface, but I had a really nice body. I love that term, by the way, butterface. I love it so much. I know some girls think it's like an insult, but it's not an insult. It's actually very descriptive. And honestly, you would rather be a butterface than just have a pretty face. At least I would. But yeah, here's my plaque. Yeah, so I remember receiving this at the very end at graduation. They were giving out all the awards. They were giving out the diplomas and all that. And I got this for graduation. I had to go up and accept the award. And all the chicks wanted to fuck me. Honestly, some of them probably did. At least one of them did. But back then I was to be honest, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for sex back then. That's what I told my girlfriend. I wasn't ready. Could you imagine? I would have been 12 years old. No, by that time I would have been 13 years old. And I was like, I'm not ready for sex. I'm honestly glad I didn't do that because I was so young. And if I wouldn't have wore protection, it's quite possible I would have a kid right now that I wasn't ready for. But my girlfriend back then, she was also a year older than me. I think she may have stayed back a grade, but she was a year older than me. And also her birthday was in February and my birthday was in December. So she was almost 2 years older than me. So she was really pressuring me to go all the way, but I didn't end up doing it, unfortunately. So what do we have here? This is Beaconsfield High School. Beaconsfield, what's that? Where's that? Beaconsfield. Oh, this must have been in Newfoundland. Beaconsfield High School, 4th Annual James Piercy Classic High School Invitational Hockey Tournament, December 1998. Kirby and Company, Player of the Game. Ooh, I'm so awesome. I was the Player of the Game. So Beaconsfield, this would have been a hockey tournament. So in 1997, I moved to St. John's, Newfoundland. And that year I played on the travel team. And then the following year, in 1998, I played on the high school team. So, I was getting more into music, and playing travel hockey was, was very time consuming. You had to practice a lot, and it was very demanding. And so I wanted to I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to focus more on just music, I guess, and hanging out with my friends or something or whatever. But I still wanted to play hockey, so I just played high school hockey. And honestly, high school hockey was so fun. That's probably the most fun I ever had playing hockey. Playing high school hockey in Newfoundland. I played for the Brother Rice Celtics or Celtics or whatever. I remember we had brown jerseys. Our jerseys were pretty fugly. Fucking ugly. Did I show you this? I don't know if I showed you this. I don't think it has my name on it. Beaconsfield High School. I don't even know where the hell that is. I know of some of the high schools in St. John's, but I don't remember Beaconsfield. Okay, I still have a few more. Here's an oldie. This one has a bunch of this one had water on it, so it's got a lot of water damage on it. So this says Minor Novice 9091, Howie Schmidt Realty, C. Balch, number 17, Keep the Spirit Alive. So I don't know what we did, how well we did, but this is when I was living in Cambridge, 1990. So this would have been, I think I moved to Cambridge in 1989. So this is one of my first years there. This would have been still House League, I'm assuming. Okay. All right, what else do we have here? Here's another oldie. Oh, that's not an oldie. What the hell? Okay, here's one right here. All right, Napanee Adam Tournament 1994 finalists. Okay, so 1994, I would have been, it doesn't, yeah, it has a date. Of course it does. Adam, so this would have been my major. That makes no sense. 1994. So I moved to St. John's I moved to Sudbury, Ontario in 1995, and that was my major Pee Wee year. Yeah, because, so in Ontario and in Canada, you start, so in hockey, there's checking, hitting. But it doesn't start immediately. At least back when I was playing hockey, it started in Pee Wee. And my first year of hitting was in Cambridge. So it must have been this year, right? No, it wasn't this year. So that's why I'm saying, because it says Adam. It says Adam. And so this must have been the year prior. So this must have been like this the start of the hockey season. Yeah, so like before the new year as opposed to after the new year. Okay. But I remember starting checking in Pee Wee in Cambridge, and I would often get penalized for doing dirty hits. I guess I wasn't used to it, because you watch the NHL and you want to make these big hits, and then so you try it when you're younger and you end up not doing it properly, and sometimes people get hurt. That was a big thing back then. And then if you hit people from behind, then that was very bad. And all right, so let's keep going here. I got two more plaques. We're getting there. So this is the Bob Hutton Award, Rookie of the Year, Senior Boys Hockey, Chris Balch, 1998 to 1999. Yeah, so this was when I was living in St. John's, Newfoundland. So I won the Rookie of the Year for my high school, which was really nice because we won the championship that year. So as I mentioned before, playing high school hockey this year, 1998 to 1999, that was my favorite time I ever played hockey. Even though it was just high school hockey, it wasn't travel hockey. So, but the cool thing about playing in Newfoundland is, so normally I lived in Ontario, and in Ontario, if you play travel hockey, you're not allowed to play high school hockey. You can only play high school hockey if you play like House League. House League is like the lowest level of hockey. And then you get into travel hockey, which is like A, AA, and AAA. And in Sudbury, I made the AAA team. So I was playing the highest level of hockey. And then I moved to St. John's, Newfoundland. And the highest level they had was single A. They didn't have AA or AAA in St. John's. So I played single A my first year, 1997. And then in 1998, I played high school hockey. But in St. John's, Newfoundland, people who played travel hockey, who played single A, they could also play on the high school hockey team. So the high school hockey was actually quite competitive because a lot of these guys who played travel hockey also played on the high school team. I did not play on the high school team my first year there because I didn't know that was a possibility, because I was just used to the Ontario rules, where if you play travel hockey, you couldn't play high school hockey as well. But yeah, it was very competitive. I had a lot of fun. I also started smoking weed a little more back then, so it was actually funny. During that year, there's this like weed dealer who didn't work at the school. He went to the same school as I did, and he would. So if I scored a goal that game, if I scored a goal in a game, the next day he would tell me to come over during lunch, and he'd smoke a joint with me, and so I'd get like free weed if I scored a goal. It was very funny, but the reason it was so fun playing was because it was very competitive, and it wasn't as demanding schedule wise. There weren't as many practices and games and stuff. And another cool thing was our home hockey rink. So our practice rink and our home game rink was like right next to our school almost. It was very strange. I mentioned this before. So there was our high school, Brother Rice High School, was like right here. And then literally right next to Brother Rice was Holy Heart High School. So there were two high schools literally right next to each other. I'm not even exaggerating. And then next to Holy Heart High School was our home rink. It was very small, but that's where our practice rink and our home game rink was. So if we had practice or a home game, we would just bring our hockey bags to the school like in the morning, and then after school we just walk over to the rink in order to play the games. And another cool thing, probably the best part of this was in St. John's, these people had school spirit. Like lots of people at the school had school spirit. And so lots of people from the school would walk over to the rink and they would watch our games. So my high school hockey year, that's when most people, those were the biggest crowds that I ever experienced. And it was really awesome, really fun, especially the championship game. I remember that because the arena was packed and we ended up winning. There was a lot of cheering and stuff. It was also really funny. So it's another funny thing. So sometimes you go to school and like you watch movies and you watch TV and it sort of portrays high school as being a certain way. Like there's cliques, different groups of people and other events and stuff like pep rallies and stuff like that. But none of the schools that I went to in Ontario, none of them were really like that. There weren't really many cliques or anything like that. There were no pep rallies. And then I moved to St. John's, and all of a sudden, it's just like the movies and TV. So I remember, like, some of the guys on my hockey team, they were sort of unsure about me because, I like to smoke weed, but I was also an athlete. So I was sort of, and I played guitar, but I was also an athlete. So I sort of played both sides, and they weren't used to that. And then we ended up winning the championship, and then we were all like best friends. But I remember another thing that happened during that. There was a pep rally. We were doing very well in the season, and I think this was probably leading up to our championship game. And what they had us do, the hockey team, they had us. So they had the hockey team gather in one specific spot at the school, like at the end of one hallway. And then over the loudspeaker, they told everyone in the entire school so they were in their classrooms. They told everyone to get out of their classrooms and line up against the lockers of the hallways. And then they had us, the people in the hockey team, they had us run down every hallway. I think there were like either 2 or 3 levels on the school floors. And they had us run down the halls while people cheered us on. It was just like out of a movie. But it was definitely it was my most fun time of playing hockey. And I ended up getting the Rookie of the Year. I don't know if I showed this or not. And so I remember we had like an assembly at the end of school, and I didn't end up going because I was nervous about, going in front of going in front of the entire school and accepting this award, so I skipped it. And I feel bad about doing that because I think some people may have taken that as like an insult, like I was trying to insult them or something like that. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. If anyone from my old school is watching, I'm terribly sorry. And there's definitely no one watching, but... All right, last plaque. Okay, this says St. John's Minor Hockey Association Bantam A All-Stars, 1997-98. Chris Balch, A. I was an assistant captain. Champions, all Newfoundland, first place Metro League. Yeah, so we won the championship this year too. Both years I was in Newfoundland in St. John's, we won the championship. The first year was this one right here when I played travel hockey, and this was my major bantam year, yes. And we won the championship. I remember that. I still have dreams about playing those games. It was a really great time. I actually have a picture of that as well. Okay, I'm going to have to turn myself off here. And we're going to go here. It's on my Bandcamp, coincidentally enough. So I've got a picture from right here. This one right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is the plaque. So St. John's Minor Hockey Association. So this is NLHA. I think that stands for Newfoundland Labrador Hockey Association. Bantam A. This is Bantam, and it would say A like behind my shoulder. Provincial Bantam A winners. I'm assuming that's what that says. 1998. Yeah. And you can see I'm an assistant captain. Played at St. John's, and here's the trophy, the giant trophy. I don't have that trophy. And then there's this thing. I don't know if I have this. I don't think I have this. I don't have it here. I don't know if I ever had it. That might just be a team thing. Yeah, so I probably just got a plaque out of it, which is totally fine. This was very fun. But I remember this was just a photo shoot. That was funny. We had to, we didn't have practice. We didn't have a game or anything. This was after the season was over. And they had us meet up at the rink and put our gear on in order to take photos. And one thing I remember about that, I remember it because I'm looking at the photo. I noticed this a while ago when I dug this photo out. I have a physical copy of this photo in the back there, but I'm not wearing tape on my legs. Normally because you wear shin pads and then you wear the socks over the shin pads, and then you put tape over the socks to secure the shin pad to your leg. But I'm not wearing any tape because there was no reason to, because we weren't doing anything. This was just a photo op. But I remember my shin pad was being all loose, and you can see it's pretty loose. It's like off to the side here. That's something I remember. The reason my equipment looks so bad is because I lived in Sudbury prior to this, and the colors for our Sudbury team were blue and white. And so I ended up bringing that equipment over to St. John's, and now we have a red and white color scheme. So it looks very bad, but whatever. Okay, so let's go back to OBS. And we have to turn this off. And we have to turn this on. All right. And I think I showed this. Did I not show this? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, so that was actually kind of a big deal. I was the assistant captain on that team, and that was my first year on the team and my first year in Newfoundland. So that was pretty good. So what else do we have here? I got a bunch of little stuff down here. Jesus Christ. Okay, I think I'm going to do my... Hey, look at this. I have a Metallica patch. I have no idea where this came from. I don't even like that band. Where did I even get this? It says 1991 Metallica. Okay, maybe I'll do my ribbons now. Okay, it's going to take a little bit to fetch out my ribbons. Okay, I also have some medals. I have some pins as well. Holy shit, man. Okay, here's all my ribbons. I'm gonna do my ribbons after. Actually have a lot of ribbons. Wow. I was such a good athlete. Oh my fucking God. Look at all the red. Those are first place ribbons. We're going to get to the ribbons soon, but I just wanted... I think that's all of them. For some reason, there's an Uno card. I have an Uno card in this. I don't know why. Okay, so now we're going to do my my medals, I guess. My medals and my pins. Okay, pins. This one says NOHA Tournament of Champions, Sioux, Ontario. So there you go. So if I remember correctly, this was probably, not necessarily. It may have just been a tournament, I'm not sure. It doesn't have a year, so I really don't know. Sault Ste. Marie. They were like 3 hours away from us, so we never played them. They weren't in our league, because they were too far away. We were too far away from them, but we did play them occasionally in tournaments and whatnot. Okay. So, and then we have the Thunder Bay, Ontario, March 26th to 31st. Mars, it says Mars, but that's March in French. 1996 Household Cup, Ontario Pee Wee Hockey Championship. I will talk more about that later. What else do we have? I think those are all my pins. Oh, I have another thing there. I thought I had more pins than that. I guess not. Okay, here's a ribbon. So what the hell is this? Oh, Celtics Forever. Okay, so this is another high school one. This is when I was at Brother Rice High School. It's also funny. Brother Rice High School in St. John's, Newfoundland. This is when I got the Athlete of the Year award, and I was talking about how I was playing high school hockey there. Brother Rice High School. It was either the year I left. It was the year I left. I swear. It changed from a high school just to a junior high. All of a sudden, I leave. I move back to Sudbury, and it suddenly becomes a junior high school. I don't know why. Maybe because we won the hockey championship, and all the other schools were like, "Hey, that's enough out of you." And then they're like, "You have to stop being so good at sports, Brother Rice." So what does this say? It says Brother Rice High School, 1962 to 1999. Christian Brothers. I don't even know what this is for. And then it has like, I don't even know I can't even read this. But it says nothing on it. I don't know what this is for. So, I mean, it says Christian Brothers. Basically, all the schools in Newfoundland, and at least in St. John's, they were all like religious. They were all like Christian schools, every single one. But I don't think there was a mandatory religion class. There was a religion class that you could take if you wanted. But like, I never went to like Catholic school or anything like that. But those were the only opportunities back then. Okay, so what else do we have? We have Luke. I don't know what this is. This is like a patch. Lucan and Disc. This looks in really good condition. This thing is from 1989 and it looks brand new. How is that even possible? Like, look at this. It looks perfect. Lucan District Minor Soccer League. This is when I would have been like 6 years old. Okay. And what else do we have? This one says, thank you for participating. Big Nickel Hockey Tournament, Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. And it has the Big Nickel. Doesn't have a year. Okay, so this would have been between 95 and 97 though. So the Big Nickel is it's like a tourist attraction in Sudbury. So in Sudbury, there is a lot of like nickel. There is some sort of rock formation, a huge, I think it's called the Sudbury Basin. And it basically, it's absolutely gigantic. And there was a lot of nickel mining in Sudbury. And so I guess they built the Big Nickel in this one part of town. It's like literally a huge nickel. A nickel is 5 cents. I've been there a couple times. So what else do I have? Here we go. This is Regional Int Silver Stick Owen Sound 92-93. Yeah, the Silver Stick Tournament. I remember that. This is when I was living in Cambridge, Ontario. Owen Sound. Wow, we went to Owen Sound. Okay. 92-93. That would have been when I was 9/10. Whoops, that one fell. Okay, this one says Friendship Award. That's all it says. I don't know what year it's from. I don't know where it's from. But I received the Friendship Award. Whatever the hell that means. Okay, and I think that's it for the patches. But I have some more patches, but they're not sports related. I believe I was in like Beaver Scouts or whatever for at least a year. And I have some patches for that. So this one says Ben Miller Camporee, Huron 1988. No idea what the hell that means. I have a couple of those. Huron 1989, Ben Miller Camporee. So I guess I was there for a couple of years. I don't remember ever being molested there, so I'm assuming that didn't happen, which is good. This one is another 1988 one. And this is It's a Small World, Ben Miller, 1989. Okay, and there's one left. It says Four Trees, Canada, 1988. All right, 1988, I would have been 5 years old. Yeah, and I already showed you the Metallica patch. But for some reason, I also have a couple other patches, and I don't know why. There's a Megadeth patch as well. I don't even like Megadeth either. Where the hell did I even get these? I honestly don't know. And then I have a Metallica Master of Puppets patch. The patch is actually pretty cool, but I don't like Metallica or that album. I wonder if these are worth any money. Probably not. Okay, so we have a couple more medals, and then I will get to my my ribbon collection. I was mostly interested in my ribbon collection, but I didn't realize how much shit I had. This is another hockey medal, and on the back it says B.R. Rice Classic 1999. So I don't know, this was probably, so it's Brother Rice. This was high school hockey again, so I wonder if it was a hockey tournament. So it's got some like nicely engraved hockey stuff. And on the back, it has the engraved letters. You probably can't even see it. There you go. This one says 1997-98 NLHA Minor Hockey Championship, Pepsi, sponsored by Pepsi. Now, I don't know what this was. NLHA Minor Hockey Championship. Okay, so this was probably when we won the NLHA championships. NLHA is, wait a minute. Ow, my elbow is getting really, really sore because I'm showing the camera all this stuff. NLHA is Newfoundland Labrador Hockey Association, 97-98. This would have been my first year there. Minor Hockey Championship. Yeah, okay, so this was when I was playing travel hockey in St. John's. I think I already showed you this. That was loud. So I got 3 more medals. This is a volleyball. This was for a volleyball tournament. I remember one volleyball tournament that I played in Sudbury in grade 9, I believe, grade 8 or grade 9. I won the most sportsmanlike player, I believe, and I received a t-shirt, like a Vachon t-shirt. Vachon was some sort of food brand. I love that t-shirt. It fit so well, and then it sort of disintegrated after a while. So I don't have it anymore. This one says Minor Novice 1991, and it's got a bunch of hockey stuff on it. Come on, focus. There you go. And this one says Canamara Games. This one's really hard to read. Cambridge, Ontario, Saginaw Township, Michigan. Townships, Michigan. Yeah, so this is that hockey soccer tournament that I was talking about, the Canamara Games. So basically you would have a team from Ontario, which was our team, and we would go to Saginaw in order to partake in this tournament. And we would stay with the players on the Saginaw team. And I mentioned that in one of my previous videos. And what I remember from that was we went out, and this guy's, the guy I was staying at, he had some of his friends over, and we went into his backyard, and his backyard bordered a cornfield. And we ended up hitting some golf balls into the cornfield. That's what I remember about that tournament. And so considering this looks like it's gold, I wonder if that means we won. We had a really good player on our team. He was like a black or a brown player. I don't know where he was from, but he was an amazing soccer player. I remember the very first kickoff of the tournament. He played like center or whatever. I don't even remember what the positions are in soccer. But so basically, we got the ball, and so I think he passed it to someone. Maybe someone passed it to him. So maybe someone passed it to him. So basically, you start at the center line, and someone has to kick the ball. And so they kick it to him. He's at center. He dekes through every single player in the opposite team, and then does like a no-look shot into the right side. So he like fakes shooting it left, and he shoots it right. That's what I remember from that tournament. Okay, so now we're going to do my ribbon collection. I have a lot of ribbons. I didn't realize how many ribbons I have. So I did a lot of track and field. So I was very into hockey. And then in my off time of hockey, I would do track and field in the summer. And I have a lot of ribbons. A shitload of ribbons. So I was really good at track and field, apparently. And it got to the point where if I didn't get either a first or second place, then I considered it to be a failure. And so there were specific events that I wanted to try. And if I didn't get first or second, then I would consider myself to be horrible at them, and I didn't bother doing them again, which I feel, it's not really healthy to do, but that's the mindset I had towards that. So reds are first place. Blues are second place. And then whites are third place. Okay, and then I have a couple fifth places. A fifth, a fourth, and a participant. Ooh, that one's gross. Yuck. And a sixth place. Okay, so I'll start from the worst to the best. So this is a participant one. This says Bidulph Lucan Broncos, track and field participant. I didn't realize I did track and field all the way back in Lucan. So I lived in Lucan until 1989, which I would have been 6 years old. I don't know what I did back then. It doesn't say. Oh, it says, so what my mom would do, she would write on the back of my ribbons what it was for. And so this one says all events. Okay, so I got a participant for doing all of the events, I guess. And then I don't know if you can read this. I'm going to try and highlight the all events. Camera's having a hard time focusing, so whatever. Okay, now we're going to go to sixth place one. Sixth place one is pink, fucking ugly as shit. So this one says the Middlesex County Board of Education. So this is also when I lived in Lucan. That's impossible though. Running long jump. Middlesex County is over in London. But this one says 1990. So maybe I lived in Lucan until 1990. That would be news to me if that's true. But it makes sense. So this would have been my last year in Lucan. 1990, I would have been 7 years old. So this is running long jump, and I got 6th. That's really bad. So this one says track and field area meet. All right, so let's go to the 5th place one. Here it is. This one says Waterloo County Board of Education Track and Field 5th. This one was 1992, 60 meters, under 9 plus, huh? 60 meters? That was a race back then? Under 9? Oh, so that's probably years. So that's like the age group. So I would have been 9 years old back then. 60 meters and I got 5th. Wow, that is absolute shit. I was a horrible person. Takes forever to fucking focus. This is another Waterloo County. So I'm living in Cambridge, track and field, junior school, 4th. And this one says boys relay, 9-year-olds, 1991. 1991, I would have been 8 years old. Yeah. What did this say? 1992, yeah. So I would have been 8 years old. All right, so now we're on to the third. So now all we have left are 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place. And there are a lot of them. Oh my dear effing God. Okay. Oh, this one, I remember this one. So this is Cambridge skating races. This isn't actually track and field. So this was the Cambridge skating races, and I got third. This was like speed skating, but we were just wearing regular hockey skates. 1992, boys 9+ under individual. I remember racing this because we raced it at the hockey rink where like the the junior team played. I don't know what, I think that's what it was. I remember what the rink looked like. It was like the biggest rink in Cambridge. And we got to do that. And I was out in the lead for that race. I was out in the lead. I was feeling really good in it. But then 2 guys ended up passing me. And I only came in third. Very disappointed in myself. There was a lot of people there too. Fuck! Jesus Christ. Hopefully it doesn't take this long. Oh, this is a participant. And there's nothing on it. What a fucking useless ribbon. Nothing written on it. No date. No nothing. So I have no idea what that's from. This one says Waterloo County Board of Education, junior school, track and field, 3rd, 800 meters. Doesn't have a year. What the fuck? So I have an idea of what this is for. This one, I actually wrote this because this is my handwriting for sure. Yeah, so I actually have a story about this one. So this would have been my last year in Cambridge. This would have been 1995. Yeah, 1995. I would have been 12 years old. Grade 7. And I remember, so for this track and field meet, we went to the high school. We did it at the high school, and it was kind of crazy actually. They got in order to get us to the high school, we walked there. So there's like basically everyone at our school walked from our middle school to the high school. And so there were several teachers, and then so everyone had to walk in like a line on the sidewalk. And we eventually had to get to this one like really busy street. So kind of crazy to do that instead of just taking a bus. But I mean, we were sort of close to it, but kind of funny. But this race, the 800 meters, I remember this. This was the first time I did the 800 meters. And I didn't have my pacing down correctly. I didn't have it down. And so I remember doing the race, and you know, the guys, they were from the beginning of the race, they were out in front of me. I couldn't keep up to them because I was trying to pace myself, and so that I'd have enough juice left for the entire race. Because, you know, in order for these longer distance events, you want to sort of leave some in the tank so that you can sprint at the end. At least that was my philosophy for it. And so I wanted to leave some in the tank and then sort of empty the tank at the very end so that I can either build my lead or catch up. And so that's what I did, but I couldn't keep up to these guys at the beginning because the pace was too fast. And then about 200 meters left in the race. So 200 meters, so it's like the last turn, and then you have the straightaway to the finish line. The track is 400 meters long. So the last half of 400 meters long, it means you do 2 laps for an 800 meter race. And so the last half of the last lap, I just started sprinting because I wanted to empty the tank. And the first and second place were like way ahead of me. And by the time I made it to the finish line, I was right behind them. So they were really close to each other. And then I come up and I'm sprinting, and I catch up to them, but I was just too far behind before, so I wasn't able to catch up to them all the way. But I was very close to them when I finished. And I remember them looking at me like, how the hell did you get here? Because I was so far back. And so, you know, if I would have paced myself better, I would have performed much better. I left too much in the tank at the end because I had so much left in the tank. I needed to perfect my pacing. Okay, so this one is another Waterloo County, so Cambridge, track and field third. This is 200 meter, 1991. Focus. Okay, 200 meter. 200 meter was my favorite event. I can't believe I came in third. I would have thought I would have come in first. Now there's track and field, Waterloo County, third place. This says 1992 high jump, 1 meter. It's probably not very high. 1992. Is that what it said? 1992. So I would have been 9 years old. Wow. Okay, another one we have. Oh, this one has different rating on it. This says Sudbury Board of Education. And it says Conseil de l'Éducation de Sudbury. 40th Annual Track and Field Meet. Okay, that's good. Shit, there's nothing written on it. I don't know what this is from. Oh, I'm so stupid. I didn't write anything on it. That's why my mom wrote stuff on the back, so that I'd know what it's from. This, I don't know what it's from. There's no year. God damn it, man. This must be for high jump. Is it? I don't know. No. Did I have a... I think I had a high jump there. Yeah, I just got to see here. Running jump. There's this one event where I did high jump, and it was the same one my last year in Cambridge, 1995, when we went to the high school, and I was doing high jump, and I came in third place. Unfortunately, I was really confident, but I remember the high jump mat was higher than usual. It was like an adult high jump mat, and I was not very tall, and this was like the city high jump event, and I was facing these guys who were like really tall, actual high jumpers, and I wasn't able to compete with them. And actually, this one time in Cambridge, I remember I was with this guy. His name was Mike Sears. He sort of had a Justin Bieber haircut before Justin Bieber was ever a thing. This would have been 95 or 94 or something like that. But it wasn't quite a Justin Bieber haircut. He did have the bangs on the front there, but the rest of his head was like shaved. And so he just had this long stuff in the front and on the top. But I always thought it was a cool haircut. But he was, we were both into high jump. We liked high jump. And there was this one time in gym class where we were having gym class outside. We were both in the same class. And we decided we wanted to sneak into the gym. We wanted to go back into the gym because the high jump mat and the bar was all set up in the gym. And we wanted to do high jump instead of whatever we were doing outside. So that's what we did. We snuck into the gym. We started high jumping. And so we were doing that for a little while. And I got to my turn. And I do the high jump. I jump over the bar. And I land on the mat, but I didn't land on it. I sort of landed on the side of it, and where my head was, it didn't hit the mat. I ended up like falling off of the mat, and my head hit the gym floor, the hard gym floor, and so I was like, fuck, like that. And then I remember opening my eyes. I can still remember this, opening my eyes, and my vision was like going up and down like super fast. Like brrr, like that, and my vision, it was sort of like a strobe light as well. It was like going from regular to complete darkness, extremely fast, just like brrr, like that. And my head was obviously, it hurt a lot, and I remember, I can remember exactly what it felt like, and I'm just revisiting it right now. And then after a little while, I felt normal again. And I remember he was kind of freaked out, like, what the hell happened to you? And then so we just went back to gym class, and I never went to the doctor. We never told anyone what happened. And so I'm just wondering, did it's potential. I may have screwed up my entire life by hitting my head on the gym floor. So if anyone's learned anything from this video, it's don't break into we didn't break in. Don't sneak into the gym and do high jump when you're supposed to be doing a gym class outside, or else you can ruin your entire life by hitting your head on the ground. Some people have become like savants after hitting their head. I wonder if that helped me with like my music and stuff like that. Probably not. But this one is Sudbury, and it says third. I don't know what this is for, unfortunately, so I don't know if I showed you this. Oh, what the fuck ever, man. I need to get a better camera. Yeah, I know it's not super high res or anything. I do need to get a better camera, but I feel like there's not really any point. Normally I'm in the bottom corner right here. But, I mean, if I was a hot chick, I would definitely get a better camera. But I'm an uggo. I'm a butterface. Not anymore. I don't even have a nice body anymore. But, so this is another Cambridge. This says track and field junior school, third place. This one says high jump, 1 meter 15. Ooh, 1991. So I would have been 8 years old. I don't know if that's good or not. I mean, I was good at high jump. I was just like back then, I could do a lot of events and I just relied on my athleticism to do it. But then as you get older, people's bodies sort of are more, they can perform better in certain events, right? And so for something like high jump, if you're taller, you obviously have a better, you'd be better at high jump. I mean, you still use athleticism, but if you're taller, you have an advantage. And so as I got older, as I got into high school, that's what I ran into. I don't know if I showed the back of that. The coyotes are howling right now. Okay, only 2 more third places, and then we got a shitload of first and seconds. So this is SDSSAA cross country preliminary meet 1996. I came third. Actually, that's really good because I remember I was on the cross country team 1996. That would have been in Sudbury, obviously. Cross country team. I'm just trying to think if it was in Algonquin in my grade 8 year or no, it was in grade 9. I didn't like cross country running though because the distances were so long, and I was not very good at it. At least I didn't think, but I came in third. That's actually really good. So I remember doing that though and not enjoying it. It was just way too much running, and so I was sort of bulking up for hockey, and but I guess I did okay. I don't think I showed you this one either. All right, the last third place is Waterloo County, Cambridge track and field third. This is running long jump, 3 meters, 40 centimeters, 1993. I don't know if that's good or not. That is my writing. All right, hooray. Now we're on to the second places. So the second places and the first places are the only ones I cared about. I did not give a shit when I was this age about any of those other ones. I felt like I failed in my challenge, in my objective. Okay, so this is 1996 Barron's cross country second. Wow, I didn't know how good I was at cross country running. Oh my god, 1996. I don't know what Barron's is. This is like honestly shocking to me. I didn't know about this about myself. Okay. This is Waterloo County. This is Cambridge track and field, second place. Yeah, so these are dark blue, so it's kind of hard to read what's written on the back. It says high jump, 1 meter, 5 inches. How does that work? 1 meter, 5 inches? You're using 2 different kinds of measurement. What? 1993. So this is when I was 10 years old. You're not going to be able to read this, I don't think. Oh, wow. You can actually read it better on camera than I can read it myself. That's funny. Okay, so this is another Cambridge skating races. And this one I got second. Hey, that's pretty good. I don't remember getting second place in the skating races. It doesn't have a year on it, though, so I don't know what year it was. But I did have a third place one as well. This one looks different. This says second. It says award. 1996, 200 meters. 1996. So this was, this was definitely grade 8. So I came in second. Oh, that's pretty good. Grade 8 came in second in the 200 meters. Hooray. So it should say it on the bottom there. 1996, 200 meters. Unfortunately, it doesn't say the time. All right, what else do we have here? Track and field, Waterloo County, another Cambridge one, second place. And this is 800 meter. Oh, I came second in the 800 meter, 1991. So I would have been 8 years old. Eighteen 800 meters, 1991. This is another cross-country championship, 1996, second. How good was I at cross-country running? What the fuck? This is insane. I hated cross-country running. And there's nothing written on the back. Oh my God. But yeah, we would take a bus to these cross-country running track meets, and it would be out in the middle of nowhere where there would be trails through the woods, and that's where you would run. And there's this one specific one where I remember running. Apparently I was okay at cross-country running. It says Board of Education with a W. I wonder if that means Waterloo County. Sports Day, second. This says standing long jump, 1991. So I would have been 8 years old. Standing long jump, that's a pretty shitty event. But I came in second. So we have 2 left. This says Waterloo County, Cambridge, Ontario. This is junior school track and field. Second. What the fuck does this say? I don't even know what this says. I can't even read this. Honestly, I have no idea what that says. There's something written on the back. I just don't know what the hell it says. Oh, does it say relay? I bet it says relay. Yeah, it says relay. Okay. So this is the relay. They used to put me, so like the 4x100 relay, they used to put me, even though I felt like I was the best 100 meter runner on the team, they used to put me on this as the second guy. So normally you'd put your best guy fourth, so the anchor, but they put me second. So I'd have to do the curve or the straightaway. I guess I was doing the straightaway mostly. All right. This is the last second place one. This is another one from Cambridge, Ontario. It says running long jump 1991. I just cleaned up in 91, didn't I? Just wait until we hit the first place ones. Wait a minute. I'm missing a second place one. I am missing a second place ribbon. Sports Day, track and field, Waterloo. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm missing a a second place ribbon? Because I have a story about it. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. Barron's 1996 cross country, no. Track and field. Okay, well, I'll have to tell the story anyway, and I'll tell it after, actually. Okay, now we have a shitload of first places. Like, look at all of these first places. I am just rolling in first places. This is how fucking awesome I was back in the day. This is why I'm such an asshole today, because I had a lot of clout back in the day. I was just like, you know, I was trying to make a joke about like fucking bitches, and but I didn't know how to say it. But yeah, look at all these first place ribbons. Rolling in first place ribbons. All right, so this is Cambridge, first place. St. Andrews, 200 meters, 30.71, 1994. So St. Andrews, that's when I was in grade 6 and grade 7. So 1994, that was probably grade 6. First place. I am so good. I'm the best. The best. So this is another one from Cambridge. This is relay race, 1 minute and 1 second. Okay. Assuming this is the 4x100 again. Relay race 101. This is another from Cambridge. This says 1995 triple jump. Ooh, 9.7, and it says record in brackets. Wow, 1995. So this would have been, yeah, my last year there. So this was probably at like my Waterloo County Board of Education. So I wonder if this wasn't the city meet, because I already told a story about how I had to go against these tall guys in high jump, and I couldn't compete with them. At least that's what I remember. And yet I have a first place high. Oh, this is triple jump, not high jump. Oh, okay. I got a first place in triple jump. What the fuck? I love triple jump. No wonder I love it. I got first place. Okay. I love triple jump. I don't know why I started doing it, but I was really good at it. Apparently. 9 meters, 70 centimeters, I guess, which was a record at the time. Okay. I'll take it. Oh my God. This is fucking impossible. Whatever. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is from Sudbury. Relay meet, 1997, first place, Sudbury Secondary Schools. Sudbury District Secondary Schools. Fuck. There's nothing written on it. This would have been me. I'm so stupid. I didn't write anything on it. Relay meet, 1997. I don't know what the fuck this was. 1997. This was my last year in Sudbury. So this is when I was in grade 9. But I thought when I was in grade 9, I didn't come first in any events. At least that's what I remember. Maybe I did come in first. I don't know. But well, I did come in first in something, obviously. I wish I would have written on the back what it was for. That would have been helpful. This is another one from Cambridge. This is 200 meter sprint. 20.00 seconds, 1993, so I would have been 10 years old. I'm pretty sure like the world record for 400 meters is less than this. So this is not a very good time. let's go to this one. This one's first award. 1996, 1,500 meters, 5:18. 5:18. Okay, so yeah, there must be another one from Sudbury in here. I just have to do a quick look. 1996. Just give me a second. Cambridge. Fuck you. Another one. Waterloo. 96 high jump. Yeah. Okay, so this one says first award. 1996, 1,500 meters in 5 minutes and 18 seconds. So 1996, I would have been living in Cambridge. Sudbury, Ontario. Focus. And so I'm assuming that was so just from my school. So I came in first in my school, and then I ended up going to the city track meet, where I also placed first, and I absolutely destroyed this time, and I set a record. I absolutely destroyed the competition, and I was so full of myself that I remember when I finished the race, I took off my shirt and I just paraded around with my shirt off with my fucking hot as fuck body, thinking that I was king shit. That would have been grade 9, so I would have been 13 or 14 years old. And this was back when I was a butterface, so I had a really nice body. I remember walking around and taking my shirt off and just walking around, and there was a whole bunch of people in the bleachers and stuff. But yeah, I absolutely destroyed. This is another Sudbury one. First place. This is probably one of those. It doesn't have anything written on it, but yeah, it says this is from Sudbury, 1997. No, this isn't from then. This is from 1997 again. Okay, so these ones are probably just from my high school, track meet, and I came in first place for my high school track meet, and then I ended up going to the city track meet, and I didn't end up placing first. I think I only managed to place in one event. There's nothing written on the back. I don't know what I'm doing. So this is from Cambridge, track and field, 800 meter, 220, 1993. Apparently I did the 800 meter a little. $1993. Okay, this is another one from Cambridge. 1995, 200 meter, 29.74. It's not horrible, I guess. Is it? Yes, it's extremely horrible. What are you talking about? 1995. That was my last year in Sudbury, so I would have been grade 7, I should say. First place. Come on. Assuming you caught that. Another first place. This is from Cambridge again, 1992, 200 meter. This is first award, 1996, 100 meter, 14:44. Very bad time. 1996, that would have been in Sudbury, Ontario. This is grade 8. The other Cambridge skating races, first place, huh? Okay, so I got a first place in the skating races. That's good. This is another one from Cambridge. This is high jump, 1 meter, 20 centimeters. Hooray. Oh shit, it doesn't have a year. I don't know which year this is. So it's Cambridge, so it's between 90 and 95. Cambridge skating races, first place. Wow, I did really good. 1992 mixed relay. So does that mean there were girls in that one as well? My sister was a really good skater as well, but I don't think she would have been on my team because she's younger than I am. I played hockey actually with a girl. Actually, I think there were 2 teams that I played on that had, each of them had a girl. One was in Cambridge on the single A hockey team. She played, I think she was a center. And then I can't remember if it was when I played high school hockey or if it was the year before that in St. John's, Newfoundland. For one of those teams, we had a girl on the team, and she played goalie. And I remember she was really hot. I thought she was really hot, and I had a chance with her actually. I remember going to her house. She invited me to her house, and no one was home. And we go to her bedroom, and we sit on her bed, and obviously she was waiting for me to kiss her. And this would have been in grade, I would have been grade 10 or something, I think. But I never went in for the kiss, unfortunately. I pussied out. I pussied out. So I never got to do that. She had a really nice rack too. So I missed out. I missed out hardcore. So this is another first place. This is for junior school. This is Cambridge, and it doesn't have anything written on it, so I don't know what it's from, but we have another first place. I'm going to have to count all the first places. I still got a bunch left, too. Another first place. This one says 200 meter, 1994, Southwood. Southwood was the high school that we went to for the track meet. This is the high school I would have went to if I would have stayed living in Cambridge. Sometimes I wish I would have stayed living in Cambridge because it was such a nice place. I don't even know if you can read that. It's another first place from Cambridge. This one says St. Andrews high jump, 135, 1 meter, 35 centimeters, 1994. On the bottom there. Come on, focus, you asshole. Thank you. This is another Cambridge first place. High jump, 1991. Come on. This one is another Cambridge. High jump, 1994. Southwood. Some of these you can't even read. First place award. This is 1996 high jump. So that is Sudbury. High jump, and we have another one right here from Cambridge. 1995 high jumps. Yeah, high jump was my favorite. I loved high jump so much. Until people got too tall and they kicked my ass, I feel like. 135, 1995. So this was my last year in Cambridge. And this is the last one. This is from Sudbury. Doesn't have anything written on it, so I don't know what it's from. Huh. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't even have a year on it, so that's really stupid. Hey guys, so I just realized I forgot to turn off my giant camera. So I kept talking and I was referencing stuff in Opera and you couldn't even see it, so I ended up just quitting the video and I have to restart. So basically, one of my one of my second place finishes involved the 1500 meters in my first year of high school in Sudbury, Ontario in 1995. And so the 1500 meters, that was my favorite event. That was my best event back then. And in the previous year at grade 8, I absolutely slaughtered the competition. I think I mentioned this already in the video. And I got 4:52, I believe, which ended up being a record for the city at the city meet. And so fast forward to the next year, 1995, grade 9. And I make it to the final, and I'm trying to come in first again. And I come in second. I ended up coming in second. The guy in front of me beat me by 8 seconds. So 8 seconds. And I remember feeling so disappointed in myself because I came in second and I wasn't able to come in first. I felt like I felt like I failed my objective. And I was really disappointed in myself. And ever since then, I didn't do any more track and field. So just because I came in second. And then, okay, so after that, fast forward to 2010. So 15 years later, and it's the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver. And so Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, that's Canada. I live in Canada. And so they were showing all of the events on many different TV stations in Canada back then. And so I would watch some of them. And I remember watching the cross-country meter, the 50-kilometer cross-country meter men's. This one right here. Vancouver 2010 cross-country skiing, 50-kilometer men results. I remember watching this specific race, and it was very exciting because you can see first place, second place, third place, fourth place, fifth place, even up to like sixth place. But from first to fifth, it was less than 2 seconds difference. So this is 2 hours and 5 minutes, 35 seconds. And then you can see a Canadian right here, Devin Kershaw. He came in fifth. So it was extremely tight. 2 hour race, less than 2 seconds apart from first place to fifth place. And I remember watching this on TV and thinking of how excited it was, even though it was just cross-country skiing, but it was very exciting. And I was cheering for the Canadian. And then I realized, so then you go on Doom World, and they were talking about the Olympics. There was a thread about about your favorite Olympic athlete for these specific 2010s Olympics. So this is 2010. And people were talking about the cross-country skiing. So they mentioned them. And that made me realize, lols, I knew that name sounded familiar. In 1997, I ran the 1500 meter against the Canadian guy who came fifth in the 15-kilometer cross-country skiing race, Devin Kershaw. He came in first, and I came in second. Sad face. And then I posted the link here that showed that. Unfortunately, the link doesn't work anymore. I posted this back in 2010, so this was 14 years ago. But luckily, I posted this. This was from the link that I posted here. Unfortunately, this doesn't exist. I checked again. I scoured the internet, but apparently it's not available anymore. And so this is Devin Kershaw. This is the guy who came fifth in the Olympics, cross-country skiing. And then he ran the 1500 meter against me. He came in first. This is the same guy as well. This guy's from Sudbury, and this guy's from Sudbury. And so he came first, 4:40. I came second, 4:48. 8 seconds, that's a lot. And so I felt really disappointed in myself. But it was kind of funny that an Olympian beat me. And so all the guys from Llewellyn Park, this was the school that we went to. We came 2, 3, and 4. We were very good. I think, all of us were also on the the cross-country running team, where we got a bunch of ribbons as well. Jeff Paul actually is really funny because when we would practice our running, I think for cross-country running or for just for like track and field at school, we would run around the neighborhoods around where our school was, where our high school was. And Jeff would spark up a cigarette while he was running because you got to be cool as well, right? But you got to, even though you're doing your cross country running, you still got to be cool. And Jeff also, his parents had, he lived in very close to the school in the neighborhood surrounding the school. And at his parents' house, it was like a regular house, but then there was like an attachment on the side that had an indoor pool. So that was pretty cool. It was very unique. And then Ken Grant, I remember the first time I ever smoked weed was at Ken's house. It was after I moved away from Sudbury and I moved to St. John's, Newfoundland. Then I visited back to Sudbury about a month or two later, and ended up going to Ken's house, and there was a bunch of people there, and we smoked weed for the first time, and I still remember it actually. But yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. Do cross country running. Stay fit. Maybe you'll get some ribbons. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And so yeah, I guess that's that. So I think I got to change camera again. So let's try and do this. Turn this off, turn this on. Move this down. Okay. So I have a couple more things to show. All right. So this is a picture. We got some pictures. Yeah, I think I literally only have one more thing to show. Okay, so 1996, so basically 95, 96, our hockey team, this was Sudbury, Ontario. I made it on the AAA hockey team my first year playing AAA, and I'm just wondering because I moved to Sudbury that year, 1995, and I remember my dad had started working in Sudbury. That's why we moved there, because my dad got transferred there. And I remember going with my dad before school started, before we moved there. We were still living in Cambridge at the time, but I remember going with my dad to Sudbury so that I could try out for the AAA hockey team. And I'm just wondering if one of the reasons I got chosen for the hockey team, that I made the team, was because of that. I'm not sure or not. I mean, I could skate really well. I could shoot really well. I was physical, but I didn't really have the hockey IQ that would sort of make you, let you make the team, a AAA team at that. AAA is the highest level. And so I wonder if the coach sort of felt bad, or if he thought that I was from sort of Southern Ontario and I was really good just because I lived in Southern Ontario. I don't know. Anyway, I did make the team, which was really good. However, I wasn't being played very much because I was not, I didn't have the hockey IQ. I was making mistakes, even though I was a good skater and I was physical and I had a good shot. I didn't have the hockey IQ, so I was making mistakes. And so I was like on the last line, I was being benched a lot. I didn't get much playing time. And then halfway through the season, my coach decided to put me on defense. So I was a forward at that time, and then he puts me on defense. And my entire year completely changed. By playing defense, I somehow was able to see the play better. And then I could use my shot from the point, from the blue line. I could take my slap shot. And I was physical, so that helped with playing defense, and in our end, I would make it hard on the opposing forwards. And I ended up being like one of the best defense on the entire team. Yeah, so I had a great year after that. And so that year, we ended up winning our league. We came first in the league. And then after that, we had to go to Sault Ste. Marie. We went to Sault Ste. Marie, and we had to play against Sault Ste. Marie because they won their league. And then we had to figure out, depending on who won, would make it to the Household Cup. That was like the All-Ontario Finals in 1996. So this was great. When I was in grade 8, I was 13 years old. Major Pee-wee. And we ended up beating Sault Ste. Marie. So we were sort of, I think they were favored to win. And we ended up beating them. So that was really good. And so we were totally riding high. And we made it to the final tournament of the year, which was in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It's called the Household Cup. And so basically, everyone from all the winners of each league would go to this tournament. I think there were a couple leagues that didn't participate, but a lot of them did. And okay, and this is like a program. So everyone got this this program here. And so there are a couple of news clippings, and then there are stats from the tournament. So this one, it says 1 game final, Works against Sioux rep teams Ontario hopes. They wanted it more than us, says AJ's Hruska. So this is this is when we played Sault Ste. Marie. They were favored to win, but we ended up winning that game. I'm not going to read the entire article there. And then if you go to the next one, Lakers Major Pee-wees off to Household Cup. Lakers will be representing the SMHA when they begin play Tuesday in Thunder Bay. SMHA, I don't know what the hell that stands for. SMH, Sudbury Minor Hockey Association. I'm assuming that's what that stands for. However, we weren't only representing Sudbury, we were representing Northern Ontario Hockey Association. Yeah, so here's that. All right. Oh, good God. Yeah, so we make it to the finals. To the final tournament. And then so in that tournament, like I said, there are several leagues. A team from each league, the winner of each league, faces against each other. So first we did a round robin. So every team would play each other once. And then after that, there would be a playoff. So let's just see how many. I think there were 4 or 6 leagues. I'm not sure. Try to see here. Okay, so there's OMHA. I don't know what. So who's the OMHA? Mike Cragen. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. They don't have it listed properly. But there was a host team. Okay, there was a host team. So the Tampa Bay team. There was a TBAHA, Tampa Bay Amateur Hockey Association. I don't know if that stands for it. MHAO, ODMHA, MTHL, and NOHA. So that's 6. Yeah, so we represented the NOHA. That's Northern Ontario Hockey Association. MTHL, I believe, Metro Toronto Hockey League. OMHA, Ontario Minor Hockey Association. I don't know what all of these acronyms stand for. But yeah, there were 6 teams in this round robin. And so our team, we ended up winning, I forget how many we won. Okay, I'll flip ahead actually. See if I can figure that out. Okay, team points. Yeah, okay, so we won 4 games and we lost 2 games. Yeah, so yeah, we did really well. We lost against the team from Toronto and we lost against the team from Peterborough. So those teams were really good. And but we beat all the other teams. And the team from Toronto didn't lose a game. They were 6-0. And the Peterborough team, they won 4 times. They lost once. They lost to Toronto. And then they tied 1 game. I'm not sure who they tied with, but they tied a game. And then so in the playoff, we had to go against Peterborough. And then Toronto had to play some other team. I don't know which team they had to play. So Toronto won their game, so they're off to the final. We ended up beating Peterborough in overtime, I believe. We were underdogs. So we had lost to Peterborough in the round robin, and then we beat them in the playoffs. So that was a really good game for us. We played so well, and we made it to the final. And I remember on Peterborough, they had this really tall guy, this forward. He was super tall. He was probably pretty lanky, but I remember him coming down the side of the boards, and he was trying to get the puck in our end. So they were on offense, we were on defense, and I was a defenseman. So, and I went in and I absolutely tried to hit him as hard as I could. He was so much taller than me. And I think I sort of startled him. I surprised him. He didn't expect me to hit him like that. And I'm attributing that to them sort of realizing, oh, these guys aren't a pushover. And we ended up beating them. I'm pretty sure it was in overtime, but we did beat them. We beat them by 1 goal, 3-2. It says it right here. And then we ended up playing in the final game against Toronto. So I believe, I forget we lost to Toronto. I think it was 5-0. We lost to them. Yeah, we lost to Toronto 5-0 in the round robin. And now we have to face them in the final. And it was televised. It was televised. And we ended up losing 15-3. We lost 15-3. And so here, it's hard to read the title, but it says Red Wings trump. Wait, what does it say? Red Wings romp to Pee Wee. I don't know what it says. It says Toronto drubbed Sudbury 15-3 to win Ontario Championship. Extremely, extremely embarrassing. But there are a couple reasons why we lost. So basically, I'm going to give some excuses here. So it was also televised. This game was televised on like a national TV channel in Canada, global television. And we lost 15-3. And so, we ended up getting like a VHS copy of it. I still have it, but I'm pretty sure I taped over it with some like not hardcore, with some softcore pornography that came on late night, like some Bleu Nuit stuff. So unfortunately, I don't have a copy of it anymore. But I remember watching the copy of the tape, and at one point the camera was on me just before a face-off, and it showed my name. Like on the bottom of the screen, it showed my name and it showed my height and my weight. I believe I was 5'7", 135. Not bad. That's back when I was like peak body. But yeah, the reason we lost was, they were just really good. They were amazing. They were stacked with amazing players. Actually, I think they got in trouble after the tournament because they were poaching players from outside of their zone. So outside of their living area, they were poaching really good hockey players. So they were creating like an all-star team. And at least that's the rumor. I don't know if that was true or not. Maybe that was just like parents on our team sort of being just giving excuses. But a few more excuses were. So we lived in Sudbury. We were like up north. These guys were from Toronto. And our practice rink in Sudbury was this place in Markstay. It was outside the city, and it was literally like a barn. People call rinks barns, but it was like literally a barn, and it was so cold in there. It was the coldest rink in Sudbury. Sometimes we had to wear like hats under our helmets because it was so cold. The heaters didn't work. It was ridiculous. And so we end up going to Thunder Bay, which is also a cold place. So basically the entire round robin and the playoffs, they were played in, not the playoffs. The round robin was played on regular sized hockey rinks for our age group. So we don't play on like NHL-sized hockey rinks. We play on smaller rinks. And that's what we were doing. Also for the playoffs. So we played against Peterborough to make it to the final. That was in a regular sized rink for us. But then the final game, they put it in the junior A team. Or I don't know if it was an OHL team or a WHL, not WHL. I don't know if it was OHL or if it was just junior A, but it was a very big arena. It had like stadium seating, and it had a larger ice surface, had an NHL sized ice surface. And so this Toronto team was just skating circles around us. They had so much more ice to skate around us. And not only that, but it was so hot in that arena. That's the one thing I remember. It was just so hot. I remember sweating so much because it was, climate controlled, and it was controlled for the fans. A lot of it was controlled for the fans, because if you're a fan, you don't want to be sitting there freezing your balls off watching a hockey game. And so I certainly wasn't used to that. And I feel like our team wasn't used to that either, because we were used to playing in the coldest rink in Sudbury. So we sort of set ourselves up to lose. We probably still would have lost anyways, because we lost to them 5-0 in the round robin. But still, we got absolutely destroyed. I remember one part in the game, actually, the game was out of hand. And I remember going to hit one of their players sort of right by their bench. But the guy ended up changing. So basically he went into their bench. He opened the door and he changed, and some other guy came on. But as I was hitting him, he was going through the door, and I ended up on their bench. And then so I was amongst all their other players. Luckily, no one was wanting to beat me up or anything like that. So then I left, but by that time we were losing really bad. But one of the players on their team, he got so many points. I'm just trying to find out here. In the round robin, he scored so many points. I'm trying to see. Okay, so that is the playoffs. I need to find the last round robin one. Okay. So here's a good one right here. I wonder if that's the last one. Okay. So far, that's the best one. Yep. Okay, so that's the best one. I just missed it. I just lost my page. I'm trying to find the stats here. Okay. So here are the stats. So this is after... Oh, no, this isn't the last one. There's one more game. So, yeah, MTHL is 4... There's still more games. What the hell, man? Here we go. Yeah. This is it right here. Yeah. So after the last day of the round robin, this guy that was topping the list of points was actually for... Yeah, the top 3, maybe even the top 4 of the tournament for points. Check this out. So you have Michael Camilleri at the top there with 27 points. He only scored 4 goals, but he had 23 assists. So this is like Wayne Gretzky over here. The top 3 definitely were from the Toronto team. But that top guy, Michael Camilleri, he won the MVP of the entire tournament. I don't know how many points he got in the final game and the game he played against us, but he won the MVP for the entire tournament. And it turns out that guy ended up going to the NHL. So they're going to turn me off again. They put me in the corner here. I'm going to go back to here. So that's this guy, Mike Camilleri. Born 1982, same year as me. And so that was 1996, so it doesn't show that because he was too young back then. That was just Pee Wee. This would have been Bantam. But he was drafted in the NHL in the second round, and he had a really good NHL career. He almost had 1,000 games, which is really good. 294 goals. One of the years he got 39 goals, which is really good. Really good on the Calgary Flames. But I remember watching him in the NHL, and I just remembering him absolutely destroying us in that one game. Embarrassing us 15-3. So it's kind of funny. I did play against an eventual NHLer. Which is kind of funny. My sister also played hockey, by the way. And she's actually played with more NHLers than I have, which is hilarious. She used to play on boys' teams because she was a very good hockey player. It's actually funny. She started out being a skater, a figure skater. She was a figure skater, and then she switched over to hockey. And she ended up playing on boys' teams, and she ended up playing on travel teams. So she was really good. And she played with in Sudbury. She played with a guy named Zach Stortini. He made the NHL. And she also played, and then we moved to St. John's, Newfoundland, and she played with a guy named Teddy Purcell, who also made the NHL. And also, she played on a girls' team while in Sudbury, and the coach of that team was one of the girls on the team was Jessica Bertuzzi, which is Todd Bertuzzi's. She's related to Todd Bertuzzi somehow. I don't know if she's his sister or what. She went to my school actually, but her coach was Todd Bertuzzi's dad. Todd Bertuzzi also played in the NHL for many years. And it was Todd Bertuzzi's father, I believe, who coached her on the girls' team. And then she ended up going to university. She played university hockey, and she played with a future Olympian in women's hockey, Tessa Bonham. So she knows all the big wigs. She's played with 2 NHLers. She has ties with another NHLer. And she's played with an Olympian, a female Olympian. So she has a much more decorated hockey career than I do, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate for me. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say in the video. This video is really long. How long was it? Oh, I don't even know because I had to restart the video. Oh, anyway. I don't know. It was kind of fun going down memory lane doing this. I mean, I could show these pictures I have down here. So let's just change the cameras again. All right. So here's a picture of us from the Household Cup. Is it ever going to zoom to focus? In terms of me, I believe I am bottom right, second from the right. I believe that's me. Yeah, that was me. Bottom from the right. Second from the right on the bottom. And then I have another picture of us. So this would have been the year after. Let's just see where I am right now. This one I am second. I'm on the bottom again, and I'm second from the left. Second from the left. Well, here I am, actually. Focus, you piece of shit. It's not focusing. Whatever. And then I have an old picture from when I was in Cambridge. So where am I here? I am bottom left, all the way on the left here. This is, I bet I can remember some of these names. Yeah, I totally can. Holy shit. So this was 1993, 94. How old would I would have been 10/11. Oh, so that one focuses. Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for the video. Anyway, I'll try to make a new video soon. Until then.